Hey everyone, welcome to Earthling Cooks, and today we're going to do something that I do quite often. Never made a video on it, but this is my mom's recipe. I don't know where she got it from. It's really just a cooking technique, but I've got a bunch of eggs here, and these eggs, see if I can get it to focus. Oh wow, the focus isn't great. Okay, there we go. These eggs were sell by October 18th. Now I usually go like a week or so past the sell by date, but it's about 12 days past. It's almost 2 weeks past. So what I do with eggs when they're starting to get old is I turn them into hard-boiled eggs. So we did eat a lot of eggs. We had 2 packs, but we got down to 8 left. So one nice thing about this too, if you're using older eggs, put them in the water. Bad eggs that you should not eat will float. Eggs that are brand new, like really fresh, will sit like this at the bottom of the pan, just flat. Eggs that are kind of starting to get close to bad will sit like this at the bottom of the pan, up and down. And eggs that are bad will float to the top. It's completely fine to eat them as long as they're not floating. So none of these are floating. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with cold water. You want about a half an inch or an inch more water than the amount of eggs. The pan size doesn't matter too much, but I do like to match the pan to the eggs, and I don't like to make more than 12 at a time. I'm not trying to use a humongous pan. As you can see, this pan is just about the size of a hand, whereas a big pot might be a lot more and such. So I would go with like 12 eggs tops with a, 10-inch pan or smaller. I think this is a 6 to 8-inch pan. So now what we're going to do with cold water, we're going to turn our heat to the maximum, and now we are going to let this get to boiling. We don't touch it, we don't do anything. We wait till this is fully boiling, and then we'll come back and tell you the next step. It's been a while now, probably 7 minutes. I got my heat on full blast. Let's see if I could show you that. Full blast. And it's starting to just bubble, but we want a full rolling boil. We do not want just a light boiler, and this isn't even boiling yet. So we're going to keep going, and I'll let you know what's next. Now we got some bubbling going. It started out a little light bubble. I started the camera a little late. Now it's starting to go, but I really want a good boil. I'm just going to give it another few seconds just to make sure it's boiling really good. And it just started bubbling hard, like even at all, like 30 seconds ago. It really came on quick here. So what we're going to do now, this is the most important step, is, okay, so we got a really good boil. It just started boiling. Now we're going to go to our timer, and we're going to set 10 minutes. Now we're going to go back to our pot here, and we're going to turn the heat off. Now we're going to wait 10 minutes. Do nothing, no heat on, nothing. Just wait 10 minutes. There's a few minutes left. I just want to go over what we're going to do at the end. So at the end, another very important step. I'm just putting a cutting board down here on my stove behind there just for safety. At the very end, the most important step at the end here is to have a bowl of cold water. And when the timer runs out, we're going to put these in the cold water. We have a few minutes left. I'm going to put some ice in here in a minute and make that really cold water. And then again, when the timer beeps, we're going to transfer them. And you could use a variety of tools. You could use a pasta one. You can use just a slotted small spoon, slotted big spoon. Anything with slots that'll pick up an egg will work. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some ice in here, and we'll come back when the timer runs out. And there goes our timer. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the timer. And now at 10 minutes, as you can see, I put some ice in this bowl just to keep everything super cool. And now we're just going to take our eggs and transfer them to the cold water. This is important to do pretty quickly. Eggs will turn green and such on the inside when they're not cooked properly, usually overcooked and such. We want them to stop cooking now. And we're going to leave them in here for a good while too, about 5 to 10 minutes to make sure that they are fully cooled. They're pretty thick, it's going to take a while to cool them, but about 5 to 10 minutes is good. Then we'll come back. And I like to keep the original package. If I only have like 6 left, I'll cut this in half and I'll keep them in there. This time I have 8, so I'll just keep the whole thing. And we'll come back and we'll cut one in half and see how it looks inside once they're cooled down. Now finished, I have 1 egg here I'm going to crack open and break all the shell off, and then we'll take a look inside. So it peeled super easy, and we'll go ahead and just cut this in 2. Take a look at the yolk inside. This knife is kind of duller than I want. There we go. And as we can see, we have nice yellow eggs. Get rid of this. And let's go ahead as well, just to finish this video, and show the inside a little better so we can make sure there's no green. So I'm just going to take this one, kind of just pop off the yolk a little bit. And as we can see on the back, on the front, everywhere, there's no green. So, very simple and easy way to make eggs. Come out perfect every time. I've been doing this since I was 7 years old with my mom, and now it's 22 years, it's 20 years later, almost 18 years later, I don't know. More than that, actually. Let's not worry about how old I am. But come out perfect every time. Simple way to do eggs. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, suggestions. Thanks for checking out another Earthling Cooks video. We'll see y'all later.